What is the deal with people who don't shut up? You know, those people who just keep talking and talking and talking and just don't give you a chance to talk at all. They just keep going on for what feels like hours. Now, I'm not talking about people who are engaging in conversation. You might wonder, oh no, am I one of those people he's referring to? But if you think, oh no, am I one of those people who just keeps talking, rest assured you are not. If you're engaging people in conversation, that is okay. If you like to have conversation, that is okay. If you keep talking about yourself and not asking the other person any questions or any room to talk, I'm talking about you. Why do you not shut up? You know, you're like talking with these people and things are going pretty well until they go on some tangent and you think to yourself, wow, this person, he's really into this one thing, but then he keeps going on and on and on, and you realize there's no point for you to talk, and you realize what would you even talk about if you had a point to talk, because this person's going on a tangent about something you're not really familiar with, but he keeps going on and on about that thing you have zero interest in. And so it gets to the point where, you know, when you do have a chance to talk, you're not asking questions because you don't want the conversation to go any further. So you just kind of make observational comments like, oh, that's true, or oh, you got that right. And they keep going on and on to the point where you break eye contact in hopes to make the conversation end sooner, but they keep going on and on. So then you kind of turn away from them, go back to your workstation, keep doing what you were normally doing, but they keep going on. So you just completely turn around so you're not looking at them, but they keep going on. So you just kind of gotta turn around as to not be super rude, but they just keep going on and on. And then it's the end of the workday. They keep droning on. You have your coat zipped up. Your hand is on the doorknob. And they keep going on and on. And as these people go on, you know you don't have any questions. You don't even have any comments to make. You're just dead silent as they're going on. And you think to yourself, like, you know, I'm not listening to a word this person is saying. I'm just listening to the tone of their voice, just trying to find an exit, trying to find some way I can just say, ha, that's true, well, hey, I gotta head out. But instead they just keep going on, and you can't find a good comment they're making to conclude whatever's happening and find yourself out, and then you start beating yourself up about it. You think, God, what did I do to deserve this? What did I do to endure this torture? And then you think, why am I not assertive enough? How can I just not be assertive enough to just put my foot down and leave whatever the hell is happening right now? Whatever this person is trying to do by themselves right now, why can I just not leave? And then you have these flashbacks about how, you know, back in elementary school, how you were nice to the weird kid once at recess, and then he just never leaves you alone, and you think, what did I do to deserve this? And so those are the flashbacks you get when you're talking to these people who just don't shut up. And in your head you think, what kind of psychological phenomena is going on right now? Because this is more than just someone who got on a tangent. This is someone who just can't even read the social cues. There are moments when you're meeting someone new and, you know, conversation may be a little slow because, you know, you don't really know what kind of similarities you have. You're not really sure what each other has in common. So maybe you or the other person just kind of like expresses a thought and then just kind of shares a lot about that thought just to kind of get the conversation going. That's one thing. But usually these people who don't shut up, this is after you know this person. This is when this person knows that you don't have this one thing in common that he keeps droning on about. And so when you realize this is a person who just keeps going on and on, it makes you want to avoid this person. And it sucks because this might be like a really great person, but if you know they just drone on with this and waste your time with this boring monologue, then you kind of gotta distance yourself from them. And you hate to do it, you know it's mean, but you just don't have that kind of time. Ironically, neither do these people. Most often, the people who won't shut up are also the people who complain about not having enough time to do the things they want to do. People who complain about other factors wasting their time. They'll say, oh, I don't have time to do that. Oh, really? But you got time to talk my ear off for a half hour. Perhaps this is why you don't have much time. And you really don't want to be mean to these people. But after a handful of times of hearing them go on and on, you get kind of shorter with them. You gotta say, hey, sorry to interrupt. I got work to do. It's easiest at work. It's harder outside of work. Of course, it's easy when you say, hey, sorry to interrupt, but I gotta head home. It's getting late. What do you mean? It's 6 p.m. Yeah, my bedtime is coming up. You know I'm getting old. As many encounters as I've had with these kind of people, there's still something in my head that says, I don't want to be mean. And it happens multiple times. I find myself feeling locked in to these conversations, and every time I say something, it starts them on a new tangent, and you think, yeah, what is wrong with me? What am I saying that's just slightly wrong that lights a fuse for this person to go on endless tangents? You know in your head there's some kind of psychological aspect that's going on, some kind of way they can't pick up on normal social cues as the most of us can. They might feel like they're doing us a favor by going on and on. Even by expressing this thought, I try not to be mean about it. I can express the frustration with it, which anyone inevitably has, but I don't want to directly insult whatever is going on that most of us can't fully comprehend is going on. And ultimately, it's not really a matter of caring, okay, what's going on in this person's head that they keep going on and on. It's more so a matter of caring, how do I get myself out of a situation like this? So this is what it comes down to. As previously mentioned, something I will often say, if it's getting late or if it's getting close to a scheduled appointment, I'll just straight up interrupt them and say, hey, sorry to interrupt, I've got this to do. In cases like this, interruption is okay. I mean, they're interrupting your time, obviously. You can interrupt their tangent. It is perfectly okay in scenarios like this for the beginning of your sentence to interrupt the middle of their novel. Another way to exit strategy out of this is to just walk away, to just turn around and walk somewhere else. Walk in the other direction down the hall, just away from them. You'll continue to hear their voice go on and on, as it will get quieter and quieter the farther you walk away. And you may say, hey, that's kind of mean. Don't you think that's just kind of ignoring a social cue? Yes, it is. It's very rude. In the same way that going on in a tangent without allowing someone else to speak is also rude, if you think about it. So because these kind of people can't pick up on this kind of social cue that they're talking for too long, you're worried that they'll pick up on the social cue that walking away and going in the other direction is wrong? They're not going to remember it. How do I know that? Well, because they don't remember that droning on and on for hours is not a good thing to do. They're not going to remember that they previously droned on and on for hours, given that they do it multiple times. Therefore, they won't remember that you walked away. And that's okay, because that means you can just do it again when they do their thing again. Now, these are the thoughts about people who just keep talking on and on with their monologues, and how annoying that is. So, as I conclude this monologue that I talked on and on for, I hope this provides some helpful insight and some helpful tips and tricks for dealing with people like this.